To our third annual San Juan Mining Conference here in lovely Lake City, Colorado. We'd like to just open our meeting with some welcomes and introductions, and we'll start with the Mayor of Lake City, Bruce Fairheller.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to Lake City and the San Juan Mining Conference. I am the Mayor of Lake City, Bruce Fairheller, and I am very happy to see you all here. First, there were the Anasazi Indians mining their amazing cliff houses, like the ones in Mesa Verde, and then the different Ute tribes that searched out the material for making tools and hunting points. There were the Spanish and their mostly fruitless search for gold in the early part of the 18th century. And then in the 19th century, pioneers and prospectors followed the same trail of riches, bringing an assortment of support personnel and camp followers, permanently making mining an integral part of the history of these mountains. Tomorrow you will be exploring one of the jewels of that time period, the Ute mine located up Henson Creek. It was the first patented mining claim in Hinsdale County and was a vital part of this community. It produced about $12 million of ore in its first 30 years and employed generations of miners right up to the last private owners, Kai Abraham and LKA Gold. I would like to take this opportunity to thank some people, including Kai and LKA, for their generous donation to the Ute, to Hinsdale County, and the Lake City community. This conference would not be possible without sponsors, the Lake Fork Valley Conservancy, the Uncompahgre Watershed Partnership, the Mountain States Institute, the Western Hard Rock Watershed Team, and of course, Hinsdale County. Most of all, I would like to thank all of you for showing up. A conference is only as good as the people who show up and attend, so I am thinking this is going to be a very good conference. Tonight, there's a reception at Restless Spirits at 5:30. Please come by and have a mingle over there. It's right next door. Thank you and enjoy your stay.
Next, I'd like to introduce Cindy Dozier, who's the chair of our county commission here in Lake City for Hinsdale County. Cindy.
Good morning. On behalf of the Hinsdale County Board of Commissioners, Stan Winery, Susan Thompson, and myself, we are pleased to welcome you to Hinsdale County and to the third annual San Juan Mining Conference. I'll echo Bruce's thank yous to all the entities that are involved here. We believe this is a great opportunity for us to learn more about historic mining, its legacy, and its future. The town of Lake City, and perhaps the entire San Juan Mountains, would not have been settled without the mining exploration of the 1870s and the subsequent growth of the surrounding communities. 15 years after Pike's Peak gold rush, which brought prosperity to the Front Range of Colorado, legal prospecting and mining finally happened in the present-day San Juan Mountains with the signing of the Bruneau Treaty in 1873. That was 2 years after the Ute and Ule veins had been discovered. Men by the hundreds swarmed this land in reaction to the news of rich silver and gold discoveries. Other businesses sprang up and prospered by, quote, mining the miners. This building, for example, was built by John Huff in 1880 and 1882, a direct result of his success in business and mining ventures. Built with locally fired red bricks and large windows and architectural elements that were freighted in from St. Louis, Missouri, the structure is actually 2 buildings side by side. The Huff building has at one time or another housed a dry goods store, a general merchandise, a shooting gallery, the Lake City post office, an ice cream parlor, a dance hall, a pool hall, and a grocery store. Upstairs could be found offices for a legal firm, mining and assay offices, a doctor, a dentist, a telegraph office, the town library, a fortune teller, and elegant residential apartments. In April of 1901, a gunfight happened right outside and left 2 Lake City business owners mortally wounded. This building now houses Lake City Arts, who, along with assistance from Colorado State Historical Fund, have given much effort to historically preserving this beautiful building. This is really a great example of constant repurposing, which is what we see in so many of the mountain towns. Along with the many businesses in the area, at one time more than 5,000 miners lived in the upper Lake Fork Valley, surrounded by 6 mining districts: Cimarron, Galena, Lake, Sherman, Park, and Carson. Mines such as the Ute-Lay, the Golden Wonder, the Hidden Treasure, and the Golden Fleece were worked for decades. Like other mountain mining communities, mills and smelters were also built and operated, and transportation became a vital concern. At one time, there was so much foot traffic that the boardwalks had to be replaced every 6 months. I'm always impressed and excited by the knowledge that we live and work in a place of such rich history. We simultaneously owe a debt to those who came before us, those who built the roads and trails and cleared the forest and built the homes, and those who come after us that will inherit the community we will leave behind. Our decisions today will impact the future. This is why the open dialogue of this kind of conference is so vital to all of us. Hinsdale County, like many rural western counties, relies on our mining history and our mining future. Historic mining built the foundation for our community. Historic mining structures dot the countryside. We maintain a strong historic preservation ethic, embracing this history, and we rely on heritage tourism as an economic development driver. Current mining operations in Hinsdale County provide local jobs and boost our local economy. Of course, here in Hinsdale County, we are in the midst of a project never before attempted here. 4 years ago, Hinsdale County began earnest discussions with LKA Gold International Incorporated to implement a vision of community-driven historic preservation of the Ute-Lay town site and mine and mill site. The Ute-Lay town site was deeded to Hinsdale County in September of 2012. In early April of this year, Hinsdale County received the land donation of the Ute-Lay mine and mill site. Together with LKA Gold Incorporated and other partners here today, we are pleased to highlight accomplishments of the Ute-Lay. This project is a good example of successful cooperation between private and public sectors. We anticipate continuing this effective partnership as we work alongside partners to reclaim and redevelop the Ute-Lay as a heritage tourism destination. A goal of the mining industry and all of us in public service is to leave a positive legacy behind when our work is done. This is happening at the Ute-Lay. Now, as we review the past, evaluate the present, and discuss the future of mining in Colorado, we hope that there will be much in this conference to inform and interest each one of you. Thank you for coming. Please enjoy the conference.
Okay, I'd like to introduce the key organizers of this conference. We have been Agnieszka Rezlowska from You're Ready, and I apologize if I said your last name wrong. And Agnieszka is part of the organization that really got this conference started 3 years ago. So please come up and you're welcome.
Good morning. My name is Agnieszka, and I'm from the Uncompahgre Watershed Partnership. And I've been with the partnership for a year, so unfortunately I can't claim all credit for starting the conference. It was started 3 years ago in URA when Sarah Sauter was our coordinator, along with Rachel Boothby, Vista volunteer. So the first conference was held in URA last year. We co-hosted it with Mountain Studies Institute in Silverton, and this year we're happy to be here in Lake Fork. So the idea of the conference is to bring communities across the San Juan Mountains that are involved or have been involved in various mining activities to continue dialogue about mine reclamation, history, the future of mining in our communities. And then we want to move that conference each year across different watershed groups and communities so we can really highlight the work that everyone's doing in discrete areas. So a little bit about the Uncompahgre Watershed Partnership. If you're not familiar, we're based in UA County, so just on the west side of Engineer Pass. And most of our work is done in the upper Uncompahgre watershed, so headwaters, Lake Como, Red Mountain Creek, down to the reservoir, Ridgeway State Reservoir. And we're focusing on that area because our priority is to address water quality issues from impacts from legacy mining, potential sediment loading, and maybe some nutrient problems down a little bit downstream. So water quality is the biggest topic, and a lot of the issues are surrounding from mining. But we also do work to restore stream corridors, promote recreation, work with water users to ensure better water quality and flows for different users. And we're a stakeholder, grassroots community organization founded in partnerships. So we like input from diverse stakeholders, partnering with local, state, and federal agencies and various projects. And one last thing that I want to mention is that, like many of the groups that are working to produce this conference, we are greatly helped out by the Western Hard Rock Watershed team and the AmeriCorps Vista volunteers. And actually the three of them, Emily, Adrian, and Catherine, have been really instrumental in putting this conference together. They've done a lot of the nitty-gritty work to make this happen. And they'll be here today. If you have any questions about specifics of the conference, or if you're interested in hosting next year, we haven't identified a site, or anything about the UWP, please come talk to me or Emily, who's up here, and there's several other steering committee members and stakeholders in the audience as well.
Since I'm introducing everybody here, I'd like to next introduce Marcy Bidwell, who's the Director of Mountain Studies Institute in Silverton. So we're very excited to have her involved in the partnership as well.
Thank you very much. And thank you everyone for coming. This is just so fantastic. As Agnieszka said, we started this 3 years ago and have just been overwhelmed by how it's grown and the loyalty that has brought the communities together. And that's exactly what this conference is about. Mountain Studies Institute is a research and education nonprofit based in Silverton, but where our mission is to serve all of the San Juan mountain communities by bringing together communities and by bringing together their partners who can help us think about these three very important themes: the future of mining and innovating reclamation. And especially, I'm really excited about the case studies that we're going to see today and tomorrow that really highlight some of the advances and some of the new thinking about reclamation and about keeping mining moving forward without the need for reclamation in the future. And just wouldn't it be great if for all of the things that we use, energy or water, that we didn't have to clean up in the end? And that's kind of a long-term goal, I think, for us all to think about. And then, of course, it's all about community, is all about business, and how do we keep those communities alive? And what's keeping this conference alive are our sponsors, and I just want to take a moment to really sincerely thank the Colorado Division of Reclamation, Mining, and Safety, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, Caldera Mineral Resources, Newmont Mines, Star Mine Operations, Trout Unlimited, the Mosaic Community Project, Pine River Valley Bank, and Alpine Bank. Our sponsors are as diverse as our audience today. We are so thankful that you guys are here and help keep this going. And that's what all of our organizations are all about, are partnering. And today I think we're going to hear a lot of things that are going to help us think about and envision a new and brighter future. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Camille and say thank you again for joining us.
Thank you. Now I'll introduce myself. I'm Camille Richard. I'm the director of the Lake Fork Valley Conservancy. And the Lake Fork Valley Conservancy has been working in the Lake Fork watershed here. We extend from the high peaks on the border of San Juan and Ouray counties all the way down to the Blue Mesa Reservoir. So it's quite a large watershed. And our mission is to protect that environment and rural character of that watershed. And our history is, we started really, it's a joining of two organizations, the Lake Fork Land Trust and the Lake Fork Watershed Stakeholders. So we're a new entity today, but carrying forward the mission of both those organizations. We're very excited to partner with the Ouray Watershed Group, the Uncompahgre Watershed Partnership, Mountain Studies Institute, that I've been excited about for years, right over there in Silverton, and also Hinsdale County. This kind of started with a conversation of Agnieszka and myself at the Colorado Watershed Conference in October, and she said, we need to showcase things that are going on the east slope of the San Juans. And I said, well, what about Lake City? We've got some great stuff going on over here. thanks to Hinsdale County and their work at the UULA. And there's also some other great projects going on over here in Crested Butte. There's some very good work going on over in Saguache that we're going to showcase here today. And of course, all the other mining communities in this region that are doing such great work to really bolster our communities. We encourage good dialogue today. So with that, my final job here is to, of course, offer incredible thanks to the partnership. It's been a great partnership. It's made it so easy to organize a conference, especially thanks to our wonderful Vista volunteers and, of course, our sponsors. And I'd just like to say a big thank you to the Arts Council for giving us this wonderful venue, and to Dan Wampler, who's our technical guru, and to Hinsdale County, and especially Christy Borchers, who's really been instrumental in organizing tomorrow's field trip. And a big thanks to Kai Abraham for his donation of this site and working with Hinsdale County to really bring about really a progressive project that we're all very excited about. So I'll close that with the standard logistical announcements. Of course, we need to let you know, in case of fire, where the exits are. There's an exit here, there. Follow the green signs. There's no lighted runway. And also through the main door here. We have 2 bathrooms in the facility in the back there. You go through that door. There's a bathroom there, and as well as a bathroom right here. We will have a break at 10:15 for a half hour where you can mingle and ask questions and get to know one another. And then, of course, lunch at 12:30. Let's see, I'm checking my list here. Oh, yes. If anyone wishes, we do have listening devices here. If you're having trouble hearing the speakers, please contact Catherine. Where are you? Are you in the booth? Yes, please contact Catherine and she can assist you there. And also, we'll have presentations starting here at 9 o'clock. And we ask that you hold your questions. We're going to have a 30-minute panel at the end of the session. So if you have questions just to clarify a point, ask during that talk, but hold your major questions until the end of the session. We'll have all our speakers sitting up front, and you can ask the more substantial questions at that time. Okay, with that, I would like to welcome you. I hope you enjoyed today's sessions. We're very excited about the meeting, and we're so happy to see you here. Thank you.